She grabbed it too fast and turned it face down. That single move told me everything. I didn't confront her. I prepared.
At 136A, my phone vibrated on the nightstand. I didn't move. I had learned over 17 years of marriage exactly how to stay still while something important, something crucial, revealed itself. She shifted beside me, reached for the screen too quickly, and then the instant confirmation she flipped it face down. That single, tiny motion solidified what weeks of nagging doubt had been whispering in my ear. We had built a life, 17 years, 2 amazing children, a home that looked utterly solid from the outside, like nothing inside it could ever possibly rot. I genuinely used to believe that stability was something you constructed once, perfectly, and then just lived inside forever, passively. I was wrong. Stability demands constant, grueling honesty. Without it, everything, the routine, the affection, the life itself becomes nothing more than a performance. The next morning, she played normal perfectly. Coffee, a rushed, superficial kiss on my cheek, the usual complaints about traffic. I watched her, not as my wife, but as if I were observing a stranger wearing a familiar face. The warmth was gone. The rhythm of our shared life was completely off-key. When people stop seeing you, they stop being careful. They get sloppy. I didn't accuse her right away. I didn't beg for reassurance or try to wrestle the phone out of her hand. I did something far more dangerous for someone who thought she was so clever. I paid attention. I prepared. Over the next few days, patterns emerged so clearly I felt foolish for not seeing them sooner. Late, work dinners that mysteriously never appeared on her electronic calendar. Charges on the shared corporate card that didn't align with any client we knew. And the most telling sign of all, a new, brassy confidence in her walk, paired with instant impatience and frustration whenever I asked any minor question about her day. She truly thought I was distracted. She mistook my silence for ignorance. But I was never ignorant, I was preparing. One evening, while she was taking a long shower, I casually opened the laptop we both used for household finances. I didn't have to go digging through encrypted files or private messages. Everything she did was careless, disguised as total confidence. There were hotel bookings under vague, corporate-sounding descriptions. Restaurant receipts categorized broadly as client meetings. She wasn't just cheating on me emotionally. She was actively using the financial foundation of the life we built together to fund her escape. That realization didn't break me. It didn't shatter my composure. It sharpened me. It focused my entire perspective. I contacted an attorney the very next day. Not a dramatic, ambulance-chasing one, but a precise, thorough legal professional. We went through everything calmly, methodically, line by line. Assets, accounts, the agreements we had signed years ago, when we never imagined we'd need protection from each other. Turns out that foresight from the past can be the anchor that saves you completely in the present. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't explosive. There was no screaming, no melodrama. It was quiet. We were sitting at the kitchen table, the same place we ate breakfast every morning. I slid a slim legal folder toward her and simply said her name once. She opened the file, scanned the contents, and froze mid-sentence. "You went through my things," she said immediately, defensive, grasping desperately for any last shred of control. "I reviewed our finances," I replied, my voice steady. "Something I am legally allowed to do as your husband and a joint account holder." Her anger didn't last long. It collapsed almost instantly into a torrent of familiar excuses, loneliness, feeling unseen, the need for excitement and validation. I listened to it all without interrupting, letting her finish her performance completely. When she finally stopped talking, I told her plainly that I would be filing for divorce. That's when the real panic set in. She reminded me of the kids, the years we had shared, the social image we upheld. She even said I was being heartless, that people would judge me for ending things instead of fixing them. I told her calmly that trust isn't a broken vase you glue back together. It's something you can't repair after you have deliberately, carelessly destroyed it. She moved out within a week. The kids took it hard, especially our eldest. Confusion in children often manifests as anger. I didn't defend myself, and I certainly didn't attack their mother. I stayed consistent, I was present. I was honest with them, but never cruel about the details. Children don't need perfect parents. They desperately need stable, reliable ones. The man she left me for, he didn't last. He never does in stories like this. Affairs thrive on secrecy and escapism, not responsibility. When the reality of accountability arrived, he disappeared instantly. That's when she tried to come back. I said no. The divorce wasn't dramatic, but it was incredibly thorough. Documentation speaks volumes louder than emotion ever could. She lost more than she expected, not because I was seeking revenge, but because consequences are impersonal. They don't negotiate with excuses. Life after her was far quieter than I ever imagined it would be. No tension humming just beneath ordinary conversations. No suspicion poisoning ordinary, beautiful moments, just peace. It felt strange and unfamiliar at first, like finally learning to breathe clean air after years spent in a smoky room. Months later, I ran into her by chance. She looked smaller somehow, less certain, less confident. We exchanged polite, brief words, nothing more. Closure doesn't always arrive neatly wrapped in apologies. Sometimes it simply comes with distance and silence. Now, my home feels real, it's lived in, it's honest. My kids laugh again, freely, without hesitation. I sleep soundly without checking shadows or texts. I learned the hardest lesson of all, that love without mutual respect is just a habit. And habits, even 17-year-old ones, can always be broken. She thought I wouldn't notice. She thought I wouldn't act. She was wrong, because the quiet ones, they see absolutely everything. And when they finally decide to move, they don't stumble. They walk away clean. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more real-life lessons.